There's a lot of very controversial map styles in this game, but one of the most notorious map styles are just known as tube launcher maps. Now to explain how these launchers work, this is what's known as a bounce pad. All it is just a piece of track where if your car touches it, it'll make you bounce. And the faster you're going, the further it'll bounce you. And when you mix that with a piece of scenery, a piece that's way too close to the ground, it will trigger the bounce pad, but since you were squished so tight in there, causing it to multiply on itself and send you flying. Now the reason these types of maps get kind of controversial is because they're so randomized. You'll never see something like this in a serious tech or full speed map. It's really just a LOLMAP thing because you're pretty much leaving it up to chance with how well the launch is going to go. But this is probably the fastest way of taking you from 0 speed all the way up to the speed cap, which is 999. And then you just have to hope that you land in a clean enough way that you can finish the map and maintain all of the speed you just got. So let's take a look at some of the maps that use this mechanic, starting with Tube Launcher 1. Now because it launches you so fast and so chaotically, it's kind of a good thing that you're confined into such a tight little space, but it's still very common to find yourself landing upside down or driving backwards or just generally losing control. Then we have Tube Launcher 2, which is a little bit less confined. You have a lot more room to just launch out into the open. I think what makes a lot of these maps so difficult is that they have multiple launches in them, and so you kind of have to get lucky twice in a row. Tube Launcher 3 is a bit more of the same, but you really get to enjoy the extreme speed and then even take that speed into another launcher. Now Tube Launcher 4 just has one launch, but you have to take all that speed into an insane grass slide and do a huge 180 back into the finish line. Tube Launcher 5 just sends you way out into a big field and you just have to hope that you can land into one of the tiny finish lines. There's also Golf Slide 2-toe, and something you don't notice right away with these maps is just how huge the maps are. I mean, when you're launching out at 800 speed, sure, you can fly straight towards the finish, but if you lose all your speed and you don't have a grass slide or a nose bug or something lined up and you're just driving down the grass, you'll quickly figure out that it's going to take you a while to get out to the finish. Then you have this map that's just called WTF I'm Doing, and this one's actually pretty hard to finish because it'll send you out in the tube launcher and then you get to ride the boosters for a little bit, and then you just have to use that speed to go straight up and try and hit the finish line way up in the sky. I mean, I'm pretty sure you need at least 900 speed just to reach the finish, and you also need to be going incredibly straight because even the slightest turning will cause you to miss your target. So it's crucial that you are as straight as possible. If you have even the slightest gay thought while trying to finish this track, you stand no chance. Now, interestingly enough, I mean, these obviously take a lot of luck, and so it's kind of surprising that I actually hold the world record, or at least the local record, on like 3 of these maps. And yes, you do need a lot of luck to get a decent launch, but you also need the skill to know what to do with the launch that it gives you. You've got to be ready if it lines you up for the perfect grass slide or nose bug. Now, I don't know for certain, but I don't think that the new Trackmania game even has the capabilities of making maps like this. At least I haven't seen this style in that game before. But what is your guys' opinion on these launcher maps? Do you love them? Do you hate them? If you've never tried one, then I highly suggest you hop on to Trackmania Stadium and give it a shot.